Hey guys, welcome back to the latest vlog on YouTube. Who got the latest vlog on YouTube? You? Why the fuck you lying? Why you always lying? Ooh, oh my god. Don't you only got like 20 subscribers or something, bro? Like, there's videos about cats with more viewers than you. Okay. I'm just saying, if you're gonna introduce shit, do it right. Like, yo, what's good? Welcome back to Let's Talk About It. Today we're gonna be talking about self-care and self-love. Feel me? And not the kind of self-love you do under the blankets, you know? You never fail to flabbergast me with your indecency. Can't you see she's nervous enough without your jibber jabber? What are you nervous about? I don't know. I guess I'm not sure how to discuss this topic with my viewers. You was the one that chose it. I wanted to debate whether the chopped cheese or the bacon, egg, and cheese was the official New York sandwich, but no, nobody wants to debate that. I'm nervous about the audience. I'm addressing a generation that lacks patience and gets bored easily. And that's hard enough as it is. But to talk to my viewers about their feelings and how I feel that us as a society, we don't really prioritize our well-being as much as we should, I don't know, I feel like nobody wants to hear that. So why are you choosing topics about things people don't want to hear about? Like, are you dumb? No, I just want people to prioritize self-care a bit more. It's so frustrating to me that we live in arguably the most advanced era in history, but we're so behind when it comes to acknowledging and accepting natural emotions. It's like we won't talk to a loved one or a friend about how we're feeling, but we'll tweet, retweet, share, react, repost all our feelings on social media. Well, I'm no genius. But my theory is that this sort of behavior is due to the fact that social trends such as memes or GIFs bring comfort to the user because they perceive them as relatable, and there's usually a social consensus surrounding them. So yeah, and that social consensus means that thousands of people feel this way. But how many of those thousands of people do you think have a safe space to even process these feelings outside of social media? The answer's not here, so I don't know. Probably not many. Now let me ask you something. What if we treated our internal health the way we treat our physical health? Because when something's wrong with our bodies, we're so quick to handle it. We call out, we go to the doctor, we search WebMD, and then we make a big deal out of something small like a headache. Nah, because WebMD definitely just diagnosed me with nipple cancer, like, bro. You didn't know WebMD is not a reliable, WebMD is not a real doctor. Never mind. My point is, why don't we keep that same energy when something's wrong inside of us? It's like we have a double standard for ourselves. If we wouldn't let our bodies deteriorate without doing something to prevent it, why do we let our minds, heart, and souls do so? And why are we sometimes the one contributing to their collapse instead of their healing? Honestly, bro, sometimes it's not that people don't want to get help. Like, sometimes they really just don't know how. Like, it's deadass a privilege to have resources available to you or to even have somebody there for you. And that's a privilege that not everybody got. Like, sometimes it be your own friends and family that be unsupportive about your feelings. Like, it gets to a point where you don't even want to vent to them because you feel like they're gonna ignore you or they tired of you. Or worse, they're gonna pretend like they care and they really don't. And they want to give you some bullshit advice like, don't worry, everything will get better, everything will be okay. Like, bitch, when is it gonna be okay? Because I've been waiting for shit to be okay, and by the time that happens, my pubic hair gonna look like Dumbledore's beard. Deadass. Lenny? Language. What? I'm just speaking facts. I get what you're saying, but we can't be waiting for people to assure us that everything's gonna be okay. We gotta make sure we're okay. And that requires effort. Seeking help, whether it's from a loved one or a professional. Well, I hate to be the one to bring statistics to this casual convo. No, you don't. You're right, I don't. In fact, my appendix is quaking from excitement as I speak. Get to your point. My point is, but not only is there a lack of legislation and resources dedicated to internal health, but the availability to these resources are disproportionate. For example, it is statistically shown that people of color are more likely to suffer from PTSD, anxiety, and depression, and yet we are less likely to have access to treatment. Now, this could be due to many socioeconomic factors such as poverty, or overcrowded and short-staffed hospitals, or schools that underpay their counselors and their staffs due to a government that they flop it. Excuse my vulgarity, but I'm just gonna say it. Doesn't give a hot diggity dog about our people. Nah, cause she's dead ass right. And our people aren't just statistics. When you say that people of color are suffering from depression and other mental illnesses, you're not just talking about random teachers and classmates and neighbors. Like, this could be your mother or father or even your siblings. People that have an influence on our daily lives. And there are people that have to witness family members suffering and battling these demons. And can you imagine the trauma of growing up in such a toxic environment like that and having to not only survive but adapt to it? And then add on external factors like racial profiling or systematic racism or just the fear of losing your life because of someone's perception of you. Like, it's no wonder we develop PTSD. We're in a social war zone where our brains are like soldiers that have to stay strong and unfazed no matter what tragedy it witnesses. And just like a soldier risks losing their life, we risk losing our sanity. Oh, it's like someone's been reading my weekly newsletter. Hell no, I spam them shits. But I'm from the hood, bro, where you witness this every day, whether it's consciously or subconsciously. I mean, to be honest, I feel like you're both right in a way, because stereotypes and stigmas play a huge role in mental health. Like, for example, if you're a girl, you may feel like you can't always show what's inside because you don't want to live up to that stereotype of being emotional or overdramatic, or you feel like you do have to live up to this idea of being a strong woman. Or if you're a guy, you may not always be able to show your vulnerability or how you feel because that's against this toxic idea of masculinity that society has created. So it's no surprise that we find ourselves suffering in silence and sometimes even in shame. So it's that crazy how pain is normalized in our communities. Like, try bringing this up to your friends and family, bro. Bet money they're just gonna shrug it off and be like, that's just the way it is. So what advice can we give to all the people that's been through that? Well, to begin, we need to start acknowledging how we feel so that we can begin our healing process. You can't be denying or disregarding your emotions just because you're ashamed of them. And let's stop belittling ourselves and feeding into this stigma that contributes to our suffering. Like, if we just accept that it's normal to feel depressed and stressed and sometimes painfully alone, like, everybody has felt this way and everybody feels this way sometimes. Once we accept that, we can start a dialogue that can lead to self-care and self-love being not only an ideology, but a reality. That sounds cute and all, but let's be real, like, that's easier said than done. You're right. Look, healing is a journey. And part of growing up is going through these life experiences that inevitably shape us into the people that we are today, for better or for worse. But sometimes through these experiences, we pick up so much baggage and we let it build up, and that's why sometimes our minds and our hearts feel so heavy. And if we carry that baggage for too long without ever unloading it, just letting it build up, we're gonna become numb to it. We're gonna convince ourselves that we don't feel anything at all, and the best way to deal with it is just to pretend it's not there. But when that baggage inevitably hits you all at once, then what are you gonna do? I'm gonna link up with my friends, Mary Jane and Jack Daniels. Feel me? That's a temporary remedy though. Healing, although it's a long and challenging process, it brings permanent changes to your life. It's like an internal cleansing where you eliminate everything toxic that's ever lived inside of you. But first, in order to heal, you have to have a dialogue with your inner self and decide that starting now, you're gonna eliminate all that hurt that's ever held you back. This corny cliche shit is not answering my question. What do I do when I feel like shit? Well, for starters, take time to take care of yourself. Start going to therapy, because trust me, nothing helps more than just venting to a stranger about your problems and knowing that it's their job to listen to you. Also, start doing more hobbies that make you happy. Things that relax you and bring you peace of mind.
Somebody once told me the world is gonna roll me. I ain't the sharpest tool in the shed.
I know.
She was looking kind of dumb with a finger and a thumb in the shape of an L on her forehead. Well, the years start coming and they don't stop coming. Fed to the...
Don't be afraid to celebrate yourself. It's not cocky or conceited. Celebrate you, your potential, everything you've been through and everything you've survived. Celebrate your accomplishments by spoiling yourself or taking yourself out. You deserve it. So because I'm so proud of you for, starting your vlog and shit and getting your life together, I got you a frat. Oh, you didn't have to. Why does that look like somebody already drank from it? I'm sorry, were you not the one that said treat yourself? Like, do I not include myself in that category? Lastly, but definitely not least, practice self-love and being kind to yourself. Are those new glasses, Dar? Okay, sis, I see you. Oh, you sly fly, you. Understand that you can either be your best friend or your worst enemy, so choose wisely. Unlearn all the negative things people have said about you or to you, and separate yourself from those toxic people and toxic energy that don't bring out anything positive in you. Realize that only you can determine who you are and who you will be. Real change starts from within. And the only way that we're gonna get rid of that stigma that surrounds internal health is by starting with ourselves. So when it comes to self-care, let's not ignore it. Let's talk about it. My world's on fire. How about chores? That's the way I like it and I never get bored.